Sarina Bolden, you're back in Australia. Um, if you can, just to start things off, can you just sum up what the last 2 and a bit weeks has been like for you personally?
I mean, big question, but crazy, amazing, beautiful, just, all the adjectives. It's kind of surreal. I can't believe it all happened and it's over, but it was an amazing experience. To one, be in the World Cup, to make history, to, score the country's first men or women's World Cup goal and to win was just the best feeling. And it will be a core memory for the rest of my life and my teammates and the staff and everyone. So it's surreal and I can't believe it's over, but it was great. It was just really amazing.
Can you give us a bit of an insight into the sort of the feedback and the love and the adoration that you as a group of players have had from the Filipinos back in the Philippines and at the stadium, and just what that's been like for you?
Yeah, it's been overwhelming support from all ends. People showing up, coming from far and wide to come to the actual games, go to New Zealand. The one thing that I've learned throughout this whole experience is like Filipinos are everywhere. It's crazy. They showed up in person, on social media, um, in the thousands, which was just so crazy and surreal to see people supporting women's football. So it was really exciting and amazing, and I just hope the support continues to grow from us. But it was a really such an amazing feeling of support that is probably the big reason why we were able to make history like that without people showing up, screaming, yelling, especially for that New Zealand game. I don't know if we were able to get that win. So it was just an amazing feeling, really.
You mentioned that New Zealand win. Can you take us inside the mind of Sarina Bolden, what that feeling was like when you scored that goal?
That's hard because I think when it actually happened, I didn't believe it. I was like, because, one with VAR and how crazy it's been this whole game, this whole tournament. I was like, okay, like when I scored that goal, I was like, is it going to be called back? Like, what's going on? But leading up to it, I think we were just doing what we usually do, kind of weathering the storm. New Zealand's very strong, and we didn't have the best of starts, to be honest. And as we finally kind of settled in, we were able to kind of get those passes in and do what we do, getting the crosses in, dangerous on set pieces. That's ultimately how the goal started. It was free kick, crossed in, and then kind of dumped out to one of our one of our players, Sada, and she was just able to cross that ball in. And when it was all happening, I didn't really realize what was going on, but I was marked by like two defenders, strong, and kind of just had to get over the top and head it down, as Stadge always tells me and yells at me. And um, once it happened, I was just yelling, screaming, and kind of bolted over to the side and wanted to celebrate with our subs and the staff. And that was all that kind of happened. So I didn't really feel that in the moment. I think after, when I look back at it, I was like, yeah, that's what was going on. But it's really hard to put into words, but it was just an amazing, amazing feeling.
You mentioned Stadge. Can you sum up for us just how much of a journey, not just him but his coaching staff, the support staff, have been on to help take the Philippines national team to the Women's World Cup, to make history like they have done? How much credit do obviously the players deserve an enormous amount, but how much credit do Alan Stadich and the coaching staff deserve?
I mean, a big, big, big credit goes to him and the staff that he brought on. This team has been growing for a very long time, and a lot of it has been Filipino based coaching and staff. And um, we've gotten very far with that. But once kind of Stadge came on, he taught us so many invaluable things as a team and individually, as me as a football player, that we take with us and I take with myself for the rest of my life. The things that they taught us were life changing. And we're eternally grateful. And I mean, I don't think anyone could have imagined the impact that he made and the staff made. And not only did they teach us, tactical and soccer things, but life things of to always back yourself, be confident, and fight for what's right, and have a plan, have a game plan. We're not just going to go in hoping and praying. We're going to have an outline of our principles and what we're going to do, and that's what he taught us. That's what the staff taught us, and I think that's the reason why it got us so far. So sad to see him leave, and Obviously, he's making the move to Perth, but we wish him all the best of luck. And we have this experience for the rest of our life that we share with him, but we also keep, and we hope it propels us forward because how we have this beautiful and this strong foundation now because of him. And we hope it propels us forward and continues to help Philippine football gain traction and continue to succeed.
How, this is a big question, but how crucial do you think this Women's World Cup will be for football, in particular in Australia? Because you've been playing domestically here as well, but you've seen how many young fans have been at the stadiums. 40, 50, 60,000 people have been filling stadiums for games that aren't just New Zealand or Australia, but for countries like Haiti and Colombia, the Philippines. Just how crucial will this World Cup be for the game here in Australia, do you think?
I think it'll have such a big impact on so many different people, especially little girls that are watching. I think Australia has such a big diversity of people here, so you're seeing a bunch of people with different backgrounds and people, young girls that will be inspired and be like, "Wow, there are girls that look like me, that are playing this beautiful and amazing sport," and you know, maybe it'll get them to go out and give it a go, give it a try. So, I know soccer isn't the number one sport here in Australia, but I think it can be after seeing just the immense support and the love for this game that got me to start it. So I think it'll gain a lot of traction after the World Cup and during. Just we were just speaking earlier on a Tuesday night. Thousands of people are coming out to watch this game. There's people that are working. There's people that your kids have school, but they're still coming out to see this beautiful game. So I think this will be the beginning of something really big and really huge in this country.
The Liberty Pass, we spoke earlier about that, and and that being introduced for the A-League Women's, the Liberty A-League season that's coming up, that starts in October. How important is that, do you think, Sarina, in order to encourage, we mentioned about the crowds that have been going to these games, but to make sure that those young women and girls and young kids continue to go out and support clubs like the Western Sydney Wanderers, like Sydney FC, the Central Coast Mariners have an inaugural women's team this season. How important is it that they get out there and get to the games and support these men, these women?
Very important. I think when you physically go out there and you kind of see people that look like you, speak like you, especially at a young age, that has a big impact on you. And, to see your role models out there or develop a role model is very important. So I think that pass and will really inspire a lot of girls and to go out there and reach reach goals and set dreams for themselves and to kind of actually feel it, see it, and really be able to imagine it. So I think with those passes, it'll be really good for young kids to go out and really get to experience that. For me, at a young age, we didn't really have a lot of women footballers to look up to. We had it here and there, and back in the US, the NWSL was constantly folding, but I think for the A League to finally have a women's team and it's finally um, consistent and building traction and giving access to younger girls to go in for free, it'll it'll be huge. It'll be great, and it'll be a good foundation for girls to go see players and just really be really good for them.
To get your perspective next, Serena, someone who's been playing in this tournament, the standard has been so high from a lot of the nations that maybe people didn't expect too much from when they entered the tournament. Now we're in the business end, the round of 16. Who's your tip, and who have you been impressed by so far?
Whew. I mean, I'm impressed by everyone, honestly. I was just watching France-Panama game, and even though it was a 6-3 win for France, Panama was amazing. They got their first ever goal of the tournament for a country, for the women's national team, and it was a banger. So that was amazing, even though they bowed out. But it's hard. It's hard to say because it's the gap is really started to close down. Obviously, America being American, the U.S. had been number one, but that game was crazy. Portugal and the U.S. and for that goal to be, it went inches, and the U.S. would have been out. So, okay, to answer your question, I really think Japan has been really strong, and they could go all the way. They're always strong every year. They've won a World Cup. So they're up there for me. England, just coming off the Euros, winning that. They've been also really strong as well. I know Spain got themselves handed to 4-0 to Japan, but I think they also are strong contestants as well. But All three of the African nations that qualified, I think they also have a strong case for themselves as well to make it deep into the tournament. So it's truly anyone's game. I can't pick just one, but um, being American, obviously, I think the U.S. will go deep. But I think it's time for someone else to go out there and win it. Nothing against the U.S. Very strong contenders, but yeah, I can't give you one answer. But I'm just really excited to see.
The one team you didn't name there was the Matildas.
Yeah.
Do you think there's a good chance for them, realistically?
I think there is a good chance. I think they can go all the way as well and potentially get that holiday for them because I know the prime minister is saying if they win it, they get a holiday. So even more incentive to win. But it's really anyone's game and it's going to be really, really exciting. So I'm just as much as a fan. If I'm just so happy to be a participant in it, but I'm also a fan, number one fan of the World Cup. So I can't wait.
Well, Sarina Bolden, you are a history maker. Can you give us finally a brief insight, maybe your thoughts about what the future holds for you now?
It's just right now, I'm just eternally grateful for all the supporters that we've been having and the overwhelming physical social media, just all the support. So I just like to say thank you first and foremost to the people who have been following us all these years, and especially during this World Cup. It would not have been possible without you guys, and to all the Filipinas who were on this team even before I came. This is because of you. It's for you, and I hope we continue to make you proud. And for me personally, and where my journey goes, it's really could go anywhere. I'm just wherever the wind takes me, I'll go. I'm a traveler at heart, but I will continue to be playing soccer until these legs give out. So I don't know where I'll be going, but it will, be soccer involved. And I'm just grateful to have been a part of this World Cup, to be a part of history, and um, I'm going anywhere. So I can't give you an exact location, but you will see me somewhere.
Well, football departments take note. World Cup goal scorer, World Cup history maker, Sarina Bolden. She's on the market. Sarina, hopefully we see you soon. Thanks for your time.
Thank you, James.